Hi there, Prairie Plant Girl here. I wanted to share with you today a couple of products that I got in the mail. One is one that's I've used for years and I just bought more, and one is something brand new. These are not sponsored. The companies did not contact me in any way. I did not contact them. I paid for these, picked them out, paid for them on my own. I'm just really excited about the one thing. Well, I'm excited about both of them, but the one I've used before, and that's these mesh tunnels. I ordered two more. I have one of the Micromesh already in my garden, and I have one of the netted in my garden, and I've ordered myself another Micromesh, and I've ordered one as a gift for my mom because she's been really struggling with flea beetles. In fact, she lives on a farm, so she has a bit more space, and she's moved some of her crops out of her regular garden in hopes of trying to evade the flea beetles for a season and get a crop going. So I thought that this would be something that she'd really like. And I've actually been wanting to get it for her for a few years, but I haven't been able to order it through the supplier I'd ordered before. But I've recently found another supplier, and they're selling them, and they're actually selling them cheaper than they used to be when I ordered them the first time. So I thought I'd share that with you because I do think it's a great product. Now, if you live, I think this is a UK product, so you might be able to find this in stores somewhere in the UK. I've never seen these sold anywhere but on Amazon. I will put a link below, but you don't feel like you have to use it, but it's there if you want to use it. It does give me a little commission when you purchase things through my links. So I just wanted to show you because I have had people ask questions. They sell these in a poly cover, like a floating row cover kind of cover. The Micromesh, I think is what it's called, that I have here, and the regular mesh. So this shows the like the fabric floating cover on it, but it's not what's inside. So they come in these bags, and my bag that I've had for years looks the same. Like, these bags hold up. Now I do store it inside my garden shed, and that's where my tunnel is back in the bag when I'm not using it, and it's held up for years. So it's not just some cheap product that you're gonna have to be replacing on a regular basis. Now when you get it, it comes like this, and there's tape wrapping these little legs together, so you do need to undo that. I think that just protects the bag and the packaging when it's being shipped. So there, I got that off. So then it's just the legs, and then there's little strings for the ends, each end of the tunnel, so you can tighten it up, and they're usually wrapped around the legs like that. I don't generally take that much time to put them around like that when I put it back in the packaging myself, but I suppose you could. So then this is the tunnel, and what it is these wire legs, and then the mesh is sewn around the wire, so you can put the legs down in the ground. And then there is this kind of, I don't know, bungee tie, is that what it would be, on the end. They make these way too long, these strings, in my opinion, but you can tighten it right down tight like that to keep the bugs out of the end. And then I usually kind of just push the string lots of times down in the soil just to make sure it stays buried nicely. But you poke those down, the ends down the ground, and then you can actually, you don't have to pull the whole thing out. Like, this will slide on the wire, so you can have a peek at your crops, and it easily just slides down because it's sewn around the wire. And so I like that ability to do that, and it just all stays in place, and I'm not messing around with it. This is the giant size. I've had people ask me that in the past. So the standard is the smaller size. I'm not sure how much smaller it is, but that's the giant size. You know, like, once you get the legs in the ground, I think you only have like about 18 inches of height and like probably 18 to 24 inches width there. But then it goes, I was trying to guess for someone how long it is, because my beds are 8 feet long and they're wider than my bed, longer than my beds. But it's about 2 feet between the rungs, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. So they're about 5 feet from each end wire to the other, and then you could stretch this part out a little bit, because once it's in the ground, it will go down a bit more. And then the bag has Velcro on it. That's the hardest part about the bag, but I just take it. String's caught under my blanket. Okay, just take it, and I just kind of get control of the string a little bit. The Velcro makes it a little bit tricky sometimes with these to get them in, but that's just because it's a good Velcro or hook and loop fastener, so it wants to close up on me. And then it easily goes back in the bag. It's no fighting or fuss or anything, because when I first got it, I was like, When I first got my first ones there, I was wondering how I was going to get them back in the bag, but they actually go easily back in there and can store away. Nice little carrying handle so you can carry it. I use it, I hook it on a hook in my shed, so that's nice because then it's up off the ground and easy to grab when I need it. So like I said, not a paid advertisement. I just really like this product and I'm excited that it's back in stock again. So I just wanted to share it with you. I know I've shared it before, but just wanted to show you. So let's get on to actually something that I get to plant in. I have all these little herbs that I started inside, and I found something that I think I'd like to try growing these in this year up on my deck, just actually in this corner where I'm sitting. So a few more. So I have basil and lemon balm and mint and thyme and sage. I planted my oregano already. I might see if I can grab some cuttings off of it later. We'll see how this thing comes together. I've never used this before. The box came a little smashed up, so hopefully it's okay. It came yesterday. I haven't opened it yet. I think this is the same brand. My neighbor just got one, and she seemed really happy with it. So a lot of these online come in like kind of an orangey terracotta color or a deep green. And I wanted something that was more this kind of beigey color. And so I was happy to find this one. So this is one of those like stacking planters. I think there's a company in the States that sells these, but I can't remember the name of it right now. There's no instructions, so I assume it's pretty easy to put together here. So it came with this base. And then there's 3 sections like this, like they just stuck on. There's 3 of these. Now this is supposed to keep, from the description online, this was from Amazon as well. I'll put a link for you if you're interested. I have no idea how this works, but this is supposed to keep the soil separated from the water. So it looks like it just sets in like that, and then so it's just sitting in there, and then see if I can. The water is supposed to drain through, so there's a bit of a reservoir. I don't know how well you can see that. There's a bit of a reservoir in there, and then the water can drain to the next layer through those holes there, I guess. So set that in. I don't know if this locks in. Yeah, there, locked in place. So there was, let's see if I can get it back apart. Yeah, so there's little kind of tabs on the base, and there must be something on here. Yeah, there's little kind of slots. I don't know how well you can see those little slots in there, but they seem to just, when you turn it, hook in, so then it's all one piece, which is nice. I doubt these really snap together, so no, you can't Can't hook that on, but at least the base is secure on the bottom part. So I'm not sure if it's easier to fill them and then stack them. I'm guessing it's easier to fill them and then stack them up. So that's what we'll do. So let me kind of move things around and then we'll do that. Okay, I don't know how heavy this is gonna get when I put it together, so I thought I'll just stick it in this corner where I kind of want it. I guess I should pull it out a little bit so plants have room to kind of move around here. I'm just gonna put some soil in the bottom, and then I'm gonna actually put a little bit of organic fertilizer in it, and I'm gonna put some of these water storing granules in. Just trying to think, in the bottom layer, I think I'll put the basil, and I'm gonna put some of those because basil likes a little bit more moisture. And then as I move up, I'm thinking that there'll be more moisture at the bottom as the water drips through, and then as the higher I go, I'll put the sage and the thyme probably in the top, like a little less water. And hopefully everybody's happy that way. So the scoop I use to do the soil is about 1 liter. It's just a reused old scoop from cleaner. And I wasn't filling it all the way, so, and I'll just put a little bit more in. So I think this holds about 2 liters of soil per layer. And these granules say 2 scoops for 4 to 5. Just double check, 4 to 5 liters. So I'm just gonna put 1 scoop kind of through here, and I'll mix it in a little bit, and then I'll add in a little bit more soil here. You don't want these water storing crystals right on top of the soil. You want it down more in the root area. So, okay, so we'll top that up. My neighbor put strawberries in her planter. She did say it dries out quite a bit. I'm not sure what kind of soil she uses. She has it in pretty full sun like I'm gonna have here. And we've had a lot of wind too, so that's been drying everything out like crazy. Okay, so I think I have 3, they're pretty sad, but 3 little basil plants. These are Genovese basil. Might even be 4 in here, but this one has multiples. So I'm just gonna break it up. I'll probably come in and just pop some seeds around these. I didn't bring them out with me, but I'll pop some seeds around these plants as well, just to kind of get a fuller group. But I'm hoping once they get planted out that these herbs will be a little bit happier, because some of them are looking pretty sad. This is just kind of a general purpose vegetable fertilizer. It's 733. That's the basil. I don't know, do I want the tag? Stick it there for now. Just wonder if I should water that a bit. Or maybe water each layer a little bit as I go, just then I can see if the soil settles before I cover it up. Good thing I did. A little bit of settling there, not much. Okay, now we'll put that layer on and fill it up. And then I'm gonna put, now this could be interesting. So this is lemon balm, which is part of the mint family. And this is just a regular mint. They smell so good. I'm gonna put them in here and we'll see, but I mean, we have a very short season here, so I don't anticipate them taking over too badly. This one already is ready to be trimmed and used. So I'm gonna put these in next. It looks like there's a lot more lemon balm, so I'll probably put the mint right here. And I'll probably just put one of these sections. There is another smaller one there, but I'll just put one in. And I'll put the lemon balm on the kind of the back too. I love using these for teas or just cooling your drinks. You know, flavoring water, adding to like a sparkling water. The basil's really good with some lemon or mint and some water. Oh, I forgot I want to put the fertilizer in. So I didn't put these crystals in this layer and I won't put them in the next layer, but I did put them down with the basil just to help kind of regulate the water down there a little bit. They'll absorb water when there's too much and they'll let it go when the soil's dry. And I'm just going to put a little sprinkling of fertilizer. I'm not sure these particular plants in this layer are going to needing fertilizer, but okay, so now I have this winter thyme, it's called. It smells so good. And I have one sage plant. So I tried hard to grow some rosemary in here, and I thought for a time I had some going, but if I did, it didn't last long. But I do have this one sage. I have another sage already planted in a hanging basket with some oregano and some nasturtium. So if you saw that, it was just a short. I'm excited to see. The nasturtium is coming up now. I'm excited to see how that hanging basket turns out. So I don't think I need the tags for these. I'm sure I'll know what they are, but put it in there. And the thyme. So I have one really good plant and two kind of smaller ones. So I think I'll put one in here. I'll put the other two over here. I thought about grabbing some oregano that's in that hanging basket and trying to make some cuttings to put in, but I think I'll just go with the thyme. The oregano is just steps away from me here if I need some. Oh, it seems to want to lean that way, so let's go this way. And, you know, I guess there's nothing stacked on here. I wonder if I could find a small calendula or something. Put some seeds right there, just for a little bit of flowers. I might see if I have. I'm trying to remember. I have a couple of calendulas. I think one of them's a bit shorter. As far as calendula goes, that is. A little bit of fertilizer. So I haven't seen water dripping down to the other layers yet. So I don't know if that's just because I haven't watered enough or you can't see where that happens. Oh, there. Can you see that? So the water's dripping down from that layer. It's dripping from the top layer into that layer. So I'm not sure if some is coming from the top layer to the middle layer, or from the middle layer out further in, like in here, because it looks like there's holes back further in these trays as well. There's definitely excess coming from the top down to the bottom. So that's good. Okay, I just went and grabbed some of these calendula seeds. This is Candyman orange. Calendula is edible, and it's you can use it in all sorts of salves and balms and things, or add it to salads. But this is Candyman orange. It's a nice bright orange, and it only gets 10 to 12 inches high. So I think that'd be a great little center thing in here to go with all these nice herbs. I'm going to plant several. I'll probably wind up having to thin it out, but calendula seeds are so interesting looking. They're like little smiles. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm just going to kind of make a little ring, and then I'll thin it back once they come up. But that'll be a fun little pop of color there. it definitely lets the water, when I'm pushing on this, water's dripping through to the next layer, so that's good. And I have some drip tube behind that's connected to the hanging baskets on the front of the deck here, so I'm hoping that I can actually run one up kind of behind a little bit hidden, hopefully, especially once the herbs fill in, and just have a dripper going in here. We'll see how all that works. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes. So like I said, I've never used this product before. My neighbor's had one for about a month now, I think, with strawberries in it, and she's been pretty happy with it. She says it dries out fast, but I mean, it doesn't hold a lot of water, and we've had a lot of wind. So I think that's part of why it's drying out on her. They don't, they don't have a lot of soil space in them. But it feels sturdy. Like, I wasn't sure for the price, but like, it feels like a good heavy plastic. Hopefully it doesn't get brittle in the sun. That stays attached to the drip tray. So I could lift the whole thing up if I wanted. These parts lift off, so if you need to take it apart and change things, you could do that. And it does seem to genuinely drip the water down to the next layer. So it does everything they said it would do. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes. But even more excited about that than that is I'm excited about these nets here. Like, I've been waiting, like I said, to get one for my mom, and I can't wait to give this to her because I think she's gonna be super excited to be able to use this in her garden and keep those nasty flea beetles off of her plants. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna go out, actually her birthday isn't for about 3 weeks, so I'm gonna give it to her early because her plants are planted and this is when she needs it. So she's gonna be getting an early birthday present. So I hope you enjoyed this video of little products. Like I said, not a sponsored video at all, but sometimes you come across things and you just want to share them with people. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye.